The first thing I remember is her voice, sharp, spoiled, echoing off the glass walls of my office like it belonged there now. "Do what I say or you're done," she snapped. "Daddy loves firing people who forget their place." I didn't raise my voice. I didn't stand up. I just looked at her. And in that moment, something old and patient inside me finally woke up. I built that company with his name on it. When I first met him, he shook my hand like it mattered, told me he admired my mind, my discipline, my loyalty. Said we were building something together. Late nights, unpaid weekends, quiet sacrifices that never made it into reports. I didn't complain. I believed in the long game. I believed merit still meant something. Then his stepdaughter showed up. Fresh nails, fresh attitude, zero experience. She called it learning on the job. I called it babysitting. At first, it was small things. She sat in meetings she didn't belong in, asked questions that exposed how little she knew, then laughed them off like charm could replace competence. He smiled too much when she spoke. I noticed that. I noticed everything. The promotion email came on a Tuesday. No warning, no conversation, just her name above mine, bolded, official, director, my role, her title. I remember reading it twice, then once more, slower, like speed might change the truth. She didn't even pretend to earn it. That afternoon, she dumped her workload on my desk and told me to be a team player. When I refused, calmly, professionally, that's when she leaned in and said it. "Daddy loves firing people who forget their place." That was the betrayal, not the promotion, the assumption. I didn't confront them, I didn't argue. I smiled and went back to work. That's the thing about people like them. They mistake silence for surrender. They think calm means weak. They don't realize restraint is just violence waiting for the right angle. I started paying closer attention. I always had access to systems, to processes, to numbers no one else bothered to understand. I knew where shortcuts were taken, where compliance bent, where money moved in ways it shouldn't, and I documented everything. Every unauthorized approval she made, every policy he overrode for her, every contract rushed, every regulation ignored. I stayed late, not to work for them, but to prepare. They got careless. Power does that. She started sending instructions by email instead of whispering them. He stopped double-checking reports. They assumed I was still loyal, still grateful. I let them believe it. I consulted a lawyer quietly, then an auditor, then a competitor who'd been watching from a distance, waiting for weakness. I didn't rush. I timed it. Justice tastes better when it's cold and precise. The day everything collapsed, I arrived early. She was already there, feet on my desk, her desk now, laughing on the phone. He walked in behind her, proud, relaxed, untouchable. I placed a folder between them, thick, heavy, final. He opened it first. I watched his face change page by page, color draining, confidence cracking. She tried to speak. I held up a finger, just one. "You promoted her over me," I said evenly, "so I assumed you trusted her judgment. That's why every approval came from her, every signature, every decision." His mouth opened, closed. I slid the last document forward. Regulatory notice, audit confirmation, acquisition offer, contingent on leadership removal. She started yelling, calling me disloyal, ungrateful, small. I didn't flinch. "You told me to know my place," I said, "so I chose one where I couldn't be threatened." Security arrived before she finished her sentence. His phone rang, then rang again. The company wasn't theirs anymore. Not really. Not on paper. Not in control. Not in legacy. I left that building with nothing in my hands and everything settled in my chest. They tried to call later. Both of them. I let it ring. Silence is a language I speak fluently now. I didn't destroy them out of rage. I didn't scream or beg or burn bridges in a moment of weakness. I simply let them fall under the weight of their own arrogance. That's the difference. Some people seek revenge to feel powerful. I did it to restore balance. They underestimated me because I didn't look dangerous, because I didn't threaten, because I waited. And now, every time someone tells me to remember my place, I smile, because I already chose it, and it's higher than they'll ever climb.